It started with a phone call. At exactly 2:13 a.m., the emergency operator picked up a line that would later become one of the strangest cases in London's history. A woman's voice whispered, "I think someone is in my apartment." There was a pause, heavy breathing, then suddenly, "No, not someone, something is wrong." The operator tried to calm her down. "Ma'am, what's your address?" But the line went silent. Then came a faint sound, a door creaking open, and the call disconnected. 2:16 a.m. Police were dispatched immediately. The address traced back to a small apartment building in East London, apartment 3B. The name on the lease, Emily Carter, 27 years old, lived alone, no criminal history, no known enemies, just an ordinary life. 2:24 a.m. Officers arrived at the building. Everything looked normal. No broken windows, no signs of forced entry. They knocked on the door of 3B. No response. They knocked again. Still nothing. Finally, they forced the door open. What they saw inside made no sense. The apartment was completely empty. No Emily, no signs of struggle, nothing disturbed, except for one thing, her phone, lying in the middle of the living room floor, still connected to the emergency call. 2:26 a.m. The operator was still on the line, listening, waiting. The officer picked up the phone. "Hello? This is the police." Silence. Then suddenly, a whisper from the other end. "You're too late." The officer froze. "Who is this?" No response. Just breathing. Slow, deliberate. And then the line went dead. The investigation begins. Detectives searched every inch of the apartment. No fingerprints except Emily's, no hidden passages, no signs of forced entry, doors locked from the inside, windows sealed. It was a perfect locked room mystery. The neighbors' stories. When questioned, the neighbors reported something strange. Around 2 a.m., they heard footsteps, not inside Emily's apartment, but in the hallway, back and forth, slow, measured, almost like someone was waiting. CCTV footage. The building had security cameras. Detectives checked the footage. At 1:58 a.m., Emily entered the building, alone. At 2:05 a.m., she entered her apartment, again, alone. And after that, no one entered, no one left. The impossible part. At 2:13 a.m., the emergency call was made from inside the apartment. But here's the problem. At that exact same time, the CCTV showed something chilling. The hallway camera captured a shadow standing outside her door, not moving, just standing there, for 13 minutes. A dark discovery. As detectives dug deeper into Emily's life, they found something disturbing. Her search history, late-night searches, repeated over days, weeks, months. Questions like, can someone live in your walls? Signs someone is watching you inside your home. What to do if you hear breathing at night? Then they checked the building's blueprints, and that's when everything changed. There was a narrow maintenance space running between the walls of each apartment, too small to notice, but just big enough for someone to crawl through. The walls. Investigators opened a section of the wall in Emily's bedroom, and inside they found something horrifying. Food wrappers, water bottles, a flashlight, and a small camera. Someone had been living there, watching her, for weeks, maybe longer. The suspect, a man, was identified days later, a former maintenance worker. Name Thomas Reed. He had access to the building's structure. He knew the hidden spacers. But when police went to arrest him, he was gone, vanished. The final twist. Emily was never found. No body, no trace, nothing. And Thomas Reed? He was never seen again. But here's the part that still haunts investigators. Months later, another emergency call came in. Different city, different building, same whisper. "I think someone is in my apartment." And in the background, very faintly, you could hear breathing inside the walls.